Swami Recording in progress.
Shishima Divine Disciple, Sakita Jai. Anand Devotion in the Jai. Amacharya Sri Lanka Jai. Friend who Shikashik in the region and the sea, I wait to see you outside the older Bhakti Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, Vrindavan Jai, Mathura Jai. Now everybody can Jai, Jagannath Puri Jai, Yamuna Mai Jai, English Mai Jai, Vasudev Jai, Bhakti Jai. Some are ready to open Jai, Vita all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories of Sri Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana Purvaya Jnana Shankara Chakravartin Dena Ashna Sri Guru Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Vista Aditya Bhutale Swayambhuva Padantiswara Padantva Anyaham Sri Guru Sri Kakarakonam Sri Guru Vastavadita Sri Rupam Sakadatam Sahavaramatam Tantajiva Saradvitam Saradutam Pariha Saita Krishna Chaitanya Shri Radha Krishna Aditya Sri Sakamita Sri Krishna Karunasindhu Inananda Jagati Gopi Samuka Kantara Kalpanamasti Tapakanjana Pangi Radhe Vrindavan Krisana Sutidevi Brahmanu Vanchakal Karavasa Kripala Sundivayasa Patitan Pravya Vaishnavya Bhagavata Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Sarati Gaura Bhakti Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Srimad Bhagavad Gita Satis Gita Sri Prabhupada Gita Hare Krishna Bhagavad Gita Satis Chapter 2 Karma Yoga. We continue from text 21. Jajat Acharati Shrestras Tat At Vivata Rojanam Saryat Paramatam Rupi Lokastat Anuvaratati. Whatever action the great man performs, common men follow. And whatever standards he set by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So here, Lord Krishna, people in general always require a leader who can teach the public a practical behavior. A leader cannot teach the student to stop smoking if he himself smokes. Lord Chaitanya said that a teacher should behave properly before he begins teaching. One who teaches in that way is called Acharya, or the ideal teacher. So Krishna is telling Arjuna that in Kali Yuga, the people do things without qualification. Simply seeing someone do something, they will get started without qualification. We are seeing that every day people buy dress they don't need, they don't even fit them. But because they have seen it, oh, this is raining now, this is the cloth. They don't buy. It doesn't match, they don't match the buy. But they follow. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, if you go to the forest, you are going to carry many people to the forest. You will do meditation. What about those who follow you? Will they do meditation also? No, they don't have the qualification that you have. So you will do the meditation, they will not do. Therefore, you are going to ruin their life. Very dangerous. Don't do that. The things a leader do and the things that they don't do teaches everyone. We see someone doing something, we get it. That means you are sugars. Less than sugars, that's already less than sugar. So yes, activity of one person will affect millions of people. So a leader must be very careful with what he does, because common people are going to follow that, and he send it to. That is not what a leader is. The leaders will consider other people very carefully before doing something. So watch how what I'm going to do that affects people. You check it before we do. Do not just do something. When one becomes a devotee, you should be very, very, very careful. Don't lose sight again. When one becomes a devotee. Now the whole world are looking at you. The whole world is looking at you. What you do. Non-devotees, they can do anything, nobody will see them, but if a devotee does something, the whole world will see it. Will pick it. So devotee is very careful. Because we know that people are watching. So we're going to be careful to understand this. So Krishna is teaching us in this expression. Jab as charity is your stars. Heart. Even Karudana. Yes. Sajat Varamanam Kunti. Look at that and look at it. Before you know it, you follow what you do. If we cannot just do anything, because we know that people are going to follow. Some years ago, the company I was working had a contract at the university with so many students. So when they were asking about my name, I didn't want to give my name. I just called another name. The next day, everybody was calling that name. I felt very embarrassed. I didn't tell them. But I was very embarrassed because somebody who knows me come to visit me there and hear this name. Look at me. Where did you get this name? And you say my real name and people will become disturbed. Your reputation, dignity, trust, please.
a moment, I don't say one day. The next day it was there. So we should be careful with what we do as devotees. It has serious effects on everyone, including what we think has an effect in the whole universe. What we are thinking every day is choking the universe individually. So we should be so Krishna conscious that we check our thought, we check our word, we check our actions, check everything. Make sure it is something that benefits everyone before we release it. Like when you are finished cooking, right? You cannot tell people, oh, no, don't eat this food, don't eat this because I didn't cook it. But you cannot say that. You have finished cooking, the people are expecting to eat it. No, don't eat it, don't eat it. I didn't cook it properly. You won't say that. So you are going to eat, what? One day, Papa's sister, she prepared the chili. All the devotees didn't wake up the next day. Only Prabhupada woke up. No devotee woke up the next day. She was sleeping. So Papa said, what happened? The prasada. This is prasada. Very dangerous. So Papa was serious. No, I have to stop her from cooking. To stop her. Okay, he didn't stop her. But there was a reaction. I will stop her from cooking. Because it destroyed the devotees. 22. Ame partashti kartavyam krishu lokeshu kinchalam tam pravakavyam vartayeva chakaramani. For son of Krita, there is no work prescribed for me within all the three planetic systems. So am I in want of anything? No, have I in need to obtain anything, and yet I am engaged in prescribed duties. Why? Why? Because it is the teaching for the whole world. So Krishna is going to continue to say, if I do not do my duty, which I'm not obliged to do that, but I'm obliged to do it because I'm the leader. So I have to do it. Yes, I'm not, when you set the law, when you set the rules in a company, you don't have to follow it. In my travel, in my company, all the workers must start to resume at 8 o'clock and close 4 o'clock. You don't have to come at 8 o'clock and close at 8. You don't have to. But if you're a good leader, you have to do that. Especially as a devotee. If you announce, all devotees in this temple, it is compulsory for you to do military courtesy and chant 64 rounds. When the devotee enter the temple, who is the president they want to see? Everybody will say, it is you. Is he there? If you are not there, they look at each other and laugh. See, what is it? You just stop and so on. But everybody come and see you there. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. They will see you because they know that he's there. they say it is walk his talk. So as devotees, it is necessary. A Christian is teaching God in Ghana, he has no obligation. Myself, the Supreme Court said, we have no obligation, but because we are natural leaders, we have to do our duty to set. So when the devotee has offered his or her head to the spiritual master, you don't have your independence. If you keep your independence, you're in trouble. Your independence is given to the person whom you have offered the head to. Our failures in Christian consciousness is because we don't know the science of Bhakti. We don't know the science, and we don't follow the science of Bhakti. So we have difficulty. Those who know the science will always succeed. It is normal, you know the formula for mathematics, you pass it. That's all. You don't know, you don't pass it. That's all. There is no dictionary to come and explain the meaning. It's not the formula you apply it, you take it. So we are having difficulty because of not following the formula. We say we have given our heads to the spiritual master, but we don't follow what he says. Dangerous. And very dangerous and risky. So Krishna is teaching that. Yadiya Amcha Bharatena Yadu Karamanya Tandrita Mama Vatman Bharatanti Manushya Bharata Saranasana. For if I ever fail to engage in carefully the following prescribed duties, see the beautiful way Krishna put it. For if I ever means what is it? If I ever even once it will react negatively. So always engage in carefully performing prescribed duties or parta. Certainly all men will follow my path. See him. You know, you say what devotees, you will do all the right thing every day. The very day you didn't do something. See, he's not there. For million years of doing it, just one day out of million, it will be seen. Everybody will go there. You're not there. Yes, you know, the old pretenders. Yes. Just one day. Why did the Supreme Lord follow the prescribed rules? Why? Although set rules and regulations in proper answer are for the conditioned souls and not Lord Krishna. Because he descended to establish the principles of religion, he followed the prescribed rules. Otherwise, common men will follow in his footsteps because he is the greatest authority. From a small Bhagavatam, it is understood that Lord Krishna was performing all the religious duties at home and out of home as required of the household. This is Lord. Krishna was what time? 3 o'clock, some days, every day. Every day. And he will do all the prescribed duties. Do fire sacrifice, every day puja, give house of charity, every day, getting his daughters and children married, every day. Every day. He will do. Never fail. He will go to his office and close from office, come back to the house. Every day. No one day he was late. We are late. The Christian never get late. Any day, never late. Have you ever seen demigods being late one day? Demigods were late. Huh? Why? Why are they not late and we are late? We're not seeing one day that demigod is late in the we do charity. Mad by heart. We do charity, mad by heart. Out of fear of me, Maharaja, before we do the perfect your time. No mistake. Why? Why are they not late and we are late? What is the problem? What is the difference between us and the demigods?
Respect for authority.
Very good. You have respect. What else? They're afraid that somebody is there going to ask me why you are not in office. Right? So they know the goodness. So they know what they're supposed to do. What else? Yeah. What else?
Position comes responsibility. When you have higher position, higher responsibility.
Very good. Okay, that's your question. You never answer my own, and you're asking me. Ask my own first, and then ask your own question.
Thank you, Maharaj. So, course, I have a question, Maharaj. As Krishna said, he set an example by his own activities or karma that people can follow him. So, Maharaj, many times when you go for preaching, that foolish people, they claim Krishna has done some pastimes or activities which is not acceptable in our society, especially they give example of gopis, pastime with gopis, and there is some other pastimes. So how can we explain them to Maharaj?
Yes, thank you. We should tell them who is Krishna. Who is Krishna? They should know the position of Krishna. He is Parameshwar. We cannot imitate Ishwara. Yes, he came to set the example, set the standard, but we should know who is the person setting the standard. He is Parameshwara. We are not Parameshwara. Therefore, we cannot drink a poison, even one drop, not even talking of a cupful of poison. Lord Shiva drank an ocean. Not just an ocean. The poison Lord Shiva drank was covering the whole universe. He brought all of them together into a palm full and he drank everything. How many of us can do that? We can smoke ganja because Lord Shiva did. We can take alcohol because Lord Shiva did. But who has ever attempted to drink poison? Who? Because it's not our position. And by the way, the ladies Krishna dance with, who are these people? Krishna came with them. You don't ask a man, why are you sleeping with your wife? Do we do like that? Eh? You ask a married person, why you sleeping with your wife? Do we say like that? The gopis Krishna brought here, there is expansions. He brought them from Goloka. They're not from here. He came with them to come and show us what is really enjoyment that we're missing, so we can become attracted. We are asking him a question, why you do that? Why should not do it? Why? Is Krishna affected by anything? Is anything that conditioned Krishna? He is fully independent. Swarat. That is the description of Krishna in the Bible. He is Swarat. No one is Swarat. Not even demigods are described as Swarat. Only Krishna is Swarat. So we should understand his position before we ask him questions. Let us understand his position first. You can ask questions. We are we are supposed to cultivate transcendental knowledge to understand our relationship with Krishna. So in this process of understanding Krishna's position, help us to know exactly what is his position, what is our position. This should be understood before we ask our question, otherwise it will be a foolish question. Therefore, Swami said, we should, however, note carefully that although we have to follow in the footsteps of the Lord, we still have to remember that we cannot imitate him. Following and imitating are not on the same level. We cannot imitate the Lord by lifting Golden Hill, as the Lord did in his childhood. It is impossible for any human being. We have to follow his instructions, but we may not imitate him at any time. That would be very destructive. To imitate Christian would be very, very destructive. Should imitate, but we should follow. We follow his instructions in Bhakti. We should imitate his activities because we are not in the same position, the same level with him. You understand? Yes. 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 24. Ulsidheyul imelo na kuryam karamachil anam sankara secha karasham upahanam nimaprajanam. If I did not perform prescribed duties, all these words would be put to ruination, and I will be the cause of creating unwanted population, and I will thereby destroy the peace of all living beings. That is not our duty. Our duty is to help all living entities become Krishna conscious. Our duty is not to destroy, but to help all living entities who are already crushed down by Maya to get out of this entanglement. And again, our original constitutional position of being eternal servant of Krishna, and function as a perfect servant. That is our duty. Yes, 24, provide me example of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva drank poison. To the extent of swallowing and. But if any common man tries to drink even a fragment of such poison, he will be killed. Similarly, there are some pseudo devotees of Lord Krishna who prefer to imitate the Lord in his Rasa Lila, or dance of love, forgetting their inability to lift Govardhan Hill. It is best, therefore, that one not try to imitate the powerful, but simply follow their instructions. Nor should one try to occupy their post without qualification. There are so many incarnations of God without the power of the Supreme Godhead. When Pandarikasura sent him a message to Lord Krishna, I have heard that you are declaring yourself to be Vasudev, but you are not Vasudev. I am the original Vasudev. So for your own safety, you better come and take my shelter. Lord Krishna gave the letter to Uddhava. Uddhava, what do you think? They laughed seriously. They enjoyed themselves seriously laughing. And then Uddhava said, he just wants your mercy, that's all. You want your mercy. Yeah. So you have a program at the Hastinapur, just on the way. This one just on the way. Just on the way. Just do this one on the way as part of recreation. Then you can go to the main thing. So Krishna said, yes, that's okay. So they went there and they saw a caricature of Narayan. Lord Krishna couldn't control himself. He started to laugh again seriously when he saw how grotesque it was. Krishna laughed seriously. So the false Vasudeva is here to come and take shelter of original Vasudeva. So take my Sudarshan chakra, and if you can hold it, then I will surrender to you. And the Sudarshan went to him, he couldn't hold it. Sudarshan chakra cut off his head. So that was imitation. And because he's not Vasudeva, he couldn't hold his weapon of Vasudeva. So if we try to imitate someone's position without the qualification, for example, you're not a doctor and you declare yourself to be a doctor, you're very dangerous because you're going to destroy so many souls. It's better not to imitate. We go to doctor and take help to get cured, but not to go and imitate. Even before you yourself will be killed, you are living constantly in anxiety. That is the result of not having a qualification. So Kanapura Goswami said, for an experienced person, in any field, when there is time for you to demonstrate the ability, there is no confusion, is it not? There's no confusion because you already know it. You know it. So you are a driver and you just give you a key. There's no confusion. You drive pretty nicely to where you want to go. That's all. But if one does not know how to drive, the moment they give you the key, the first thing they're going to mind is what? Fear. They're afraid. Anxiety will come. So better to become a good follower. If you are a good follower, you get blessing from the person whom you are following to become a good person also. So you should follow, not to imitate. If you follow the teachings of Lord Shiva in the Bhagavatam, you become a pure devotee. But that is following. Imitation is to try to drink poison. That is imitation. You will die. Because you don't have the qualification. Like the Brahma. Yes, we have to follow in the footsteps of the Lord. We still have to remember that we cannot imitate him. Following and imitating are not on the same level. We cannot imitate the Lord by lifting Govardhan. Anyone can do it? Huh?
Yeah.
We're talking of Govardhan here. What of this table? How long can we carry this table? How long?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. You are weak. The whole day you won't function. So we shouldn't imitate, we should follow. It's better to follow. 25.
Sakta karmana vidhamson jata kurvanti bharata kuryat vidham tata saktas chikeshu loka sangram. As the ignorant perform their duties with attachment to results, the learned may similarly act, but without attachment, for the sake of leading people on the right path. A few years ago, I was in Chopati's temple. So I was telling the commander, Bhakti Prabhu, was commander at the time, I want to give me the service also of a serving prasada. He was refusing. After a long time, I said, Prabhu, what is the problem? What is the problem? So you're not eating. So how can I give you to come and serve prasad to everybody you're not eating? I said, Prabhu, that is not correct. He didn't ask me to fast. So give me the service. I will serve the prasad. I'll be happy serving it without eating. Don't worry. Give it to me. A long time before he gave me the service, he was refusing. And I didn't know why he was refusing until he explained. This is mundane life. Krishna consciousness is different. We should not just do what we like. So Krishna said here, the ignorant people, they act with attachment. Those who are wise will act with detachment. That is the difference. That's the difference. We should not just act because we have something to gain from it. Destructive. Our activities should be for liberation. And the formula is no attachment for what to do. Everything should be done for the pleasure of Krishna. It should serve the living. Even if you become a prime minister of a country, you should take care of everybody, even those who do not vote for you, you should take care of them. Because now you are the head. You should take care of them. That will convince them to feel themselves guilty for not voting for you. So the next time they will vote for you. Yeah, you have more votes because they will feel guilty. Oh, you didn't vote for this man because you don't like him. But see what he has done. Who knows whether even our own candidate will have even done what he's doing for us. So let us vote for him next time. You have vote next time. This is acting on a higher level. Not just do things because I'm getting something from here. No, as a leader, you have to take care of everyone. Yes, and Prabhupada said, a person in Krishna consciousness and a person not in Krishna consciousness are differentiated by different desires. A Krishna conscious person does not do anything which is not conducive to the development of Krishna consciousness. That's the devotee. That's the devotee. He acts for the benefit of everyone. He will not just do things because he's going to get any material benefit. We should look for a higher benefit. 26. Na buddhi bedam janayet agyanam karma sanginam yoshayet sarva karmani vidham yukta samacharan. So as not to disrupt the minds of ignorant men attached to the fruitive result of prescribed duties, a learned person should not induce them to stop work. Rather, by working in the spirit of devotion,
He should engage them in all sorts of activities for the gradual development of Krishna consciousness. Yes. Yes. Although the ignorant man is not to be disturbed in his activities, a slightly developed Krishna conscious person may directly be engaged in the service of the Lord without waiting for other Vedic formulas. For this fortunate man, there is no need to follow the Vedic rituals, because by direct Krishna consciousness one can have all the results one would otherwise derive from following one's prescribed duties. This is the duty of a good leader. A good leader should look at all the subjects, all the servants or followers or citizens. Or a guru should look at the student and see which of them is sticking his head out of the water. You understand? Which of them is trying to follow nicely? One who is trying to follow nicely. You don't have to train him or her the same way like others. You have to give him a different opportunity to go further. Don't follow the same rules and regulations, because it will become a punishment for that person. Like we are suffocating him or her in that situation, because he has demonstrated some higher qualities. That's why take him out and give him a separate, higher training. So in this way, he will move faster. I remember in our college days, we will look the next class will be few, and the previous one were many. So the principal set exam for all of us. He set exam, and those who succeeded were promoted to the next class. So for 1 year, we did 2 classes for 1 year. Instead of 2 years for 2 classes, we did 2 classes for 1 year. Practical experience. So that's what Krishna is teaching here. And Prabhupada just mentioned here. Although the ignorant man is not to be disturbed in his activities, a slightly developed Krishna conscious person may directly be engaged in the service of the Lord without waiting for the Vedic formulas. Give opportunity for those who are serious to go up. So that is our responsibility, to check and see who is serious, who want to move forward. This is materially done, so it also should be spiritually done. Yes. Text 27. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasan ankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by the three modes of material nature. Very interesting. Which is, what is this verse teaching? This verse, what is it teaching us?
Three modes are there.
Three modes are acting. That's all you see. Good. False ego.
We are not doers. We are not the action.
We are not the doer. We are not the doer. Huh? We are not the doer. I see. Krishna made this one. Christian medicine or scientist?
More scientist.
Christian medicine or scientist?
Scientist.
Scientist. So, he didn't do this?
Scientist is under the group report.
So he didn't do this? My question.
Krishna is doing 3 modes. Through 3 modes, he is making them.
Is 3 modes who made this or scientists who made this?
Krishna gave knowledge.
Materials are provided by the material nature, the raw materials.
Krishna eliminating the act.
See, only one question on Isaac. Can anyone answer my questions? If you are hearing me, did you hear my question? I'm not seeing all, so I cannot call your name, but my question was, what do we learn from this verse 27? What do we learn from here? What is this verse particularly teaching? What is it teaching us in short? What is it teaching?
What we are, and we are thinking like everything, whatever we are doing by it's our activities. Actually, everything is carried out by the 3 modes of material nature. Also, due to our false ego, we forget our what is our position is. Our position is we are the eternal servitor of the Lord. It says Dhira Swarupa Krishna Nitya Dasa. Actually, we are the servant of the Lord, which we forget due to our false ego. That's my understanding, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
So in this verse, I understand Krishna is the doer and the controller, but we misunderstand that we are the doer and controller because of the false ego and the 3 modes of material nature. But in fact, it is Krishna is the doer and the controller of everything.
Very good. Very good. So if I listen to what all of you have said, my understanding about all this we have said is that this verse is showing that we have no knowledge. We don't have knowledge. So this verse is our knowledge, that we are not aware, we don't know that the 3 mode of material nature is acting, is doing everything. And then false ego means what? We don't know he is a doer, Krishna is a doer. We don't know that. So we don't have knowledge. Therefore we are acting whimsically, not acting properly. Is it clear? So we lack knowledge. So we have to understand. The spirit soul bewildered means what? We are bewildered. We have no knowledge. By the influence of false ego. Therefore we think that we are the doer. Yes? It is not wrong to say that we made this, we made so many things, we did all this, yes, but Krishna gave us the knowledge to do them. He also gave the material to do them. So if you have the knowledge to understand this, we are not entangled. So we lacking knowledge. And because of this lack of knowledge, we are in trouble. We are in difficulty. So we need a proper understanding, a proper saying of God. 2 persons, one in Krishna consciousness, and the other in material consciousness. working on the same level may appear to be working on the same platform, but there is a gulf of difference in their respective position. The person in material consciousness is convinced by false ego that he is the doer of everything. He does not know that the mechanism of the body is produced by material nature, which works under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. Right? That's the difference. So a person in Krishna consciousness knows. He knows that the strength I use, the knowledge I use, even myself, and everything, the material I use is from Krishna. So he knows that. Therefore, he does things with respect to Krishna. He acts properly. And everything that we do, there's a full respect to Krishna. So our activities are always illuminating. The materialistic person has no knowledge. Yes. A materialistic person has no knowledge. That ultimately he is under the control of Krishna. The person in false ego takes all credit for doing everything independently, and that is a symptom of his nation's ignorance, not a knowledge. Have no knowledge. A Krishna conscious person does everything in full understanding about Krishna's position. So we have knowledge. This is teaching knowledge. Yes. We should know. Krishna teachings very carefully. Yes. 28. Tattvavit tu Mahabharo Guna Karma Vibhadayo Guna Gunesvaratanta Iti Matra Sajate. Tattvavit tu Mahabharo Guna Karma Vibhadayo. That's important. See? Do you see the connection? Do you see the connection? Did you see the connection?
Yes.
Tattvavid means what? One who knows. One who knows. It's one who knows. It's different from one who does not know. So what is the difference? One who is in knowledge of the absolute truth, Almighty and Mahabharo, does not engage himself in the senses and sense gratification, knowing well the differences between work in devotion and work for fruitive results. So what is the difference? What is the difference? The knower of the absolute truth is convinced of his upward position in material association. He knows that he is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and that his position should not be in a material creation. He knows his real identity as part and parcel of the Supreme, who is eternal bliss and knowledge. And he realizes that somehow or other he is entrapped in the material conception of life, in his pure state of existence.
He is meant to dovetail his activities in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. He therefore engages himself in activities of Krishna consciousness and becomes naturally unattached to the activities of the material senses, which are all circumstantial and temporary. He knows that his material condition of life is under the supreme control of the Lord. Consequently, he is not disturbed by all kinds of material reactions, which he considers to be the mercy of the Lord. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, one who knows the absolute truth in three different futures, namely Brahman, Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is called Tattvavid, for he knows also his own factual position in relationship with the Supreme. Which verse is that? Which verse is that? My question is, what verse, which verse is this? Where do we find Prophet Bhagavatam? We don't mention here. So where are you seeing Bhagavatam? That was my question. Where?
Maybe by marking Bhagwan in subject.
First Canto, chapter 2, text 11. Not chapter 3, chapter 2, text 11. Yes. Yeah. So in this text 28, Krishna is teaching us the difference between two. Who are these two people? Who are these people? If you have listened to the, I read the whole purport. I read the whole purport. You see two people here. Who are these people? And I'm asking a question. What is the difference between the two people? Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you. Thank you. If you listen very carefully and follow this sequence, as we are tracing it, this verse is talking about attached worker and unattached worker. One who is attached and one who is unattached. The person in knowledge is unattached. The person who is not in knowledge is attached. That is the sign of knowledge. The sign of knowledge is that one is free, one acts in such a way that although we are fully engaged in activity, we are freed from the reactions. That is knowledge. To say that this person is knowledgeable, it is not just by saying, it is by the activities. We know it by what is the level of his renunciation, what is the level of his attachment to Krishna, and how is it detached from material energy. This is how we know a person in knowledge. What is the level of his detachment from material energy, the level of attachment to Krishna. And this is what Srila Bhakti considered to be a senior devotee. The different ways to differentiate seniority in Krishna consciousness.
Bhakti ultimate seniority in Christian consciousness is one's level of attachment to Krishna, one level of surrender to Krishna. That is seniority. Not just position. Because one may come to Christian consciousness 20 years or 100 years. And the person will come to Christian consciousness 2 years, he's in Goloka. So out of the 2 years senior. Huh? 2 years senior. But I was going to Goloka. Right? Sutta Goswami was speaking to personalities like Sonaka Rishi, Bharatwaj Maharaj, who are Kulapanis. Kulapanis means they have 60,000 disciples who are sages. They have 60,000 disciples who are sages, not they call Kulapani. Sudha doesn't have that. Sutta Goswami doesn't have that. He doesn't have 60,000 disciples when he was speaking Bhagavatam. So which of them is senior? And for age, Sonaka Rishi is senior on him. So who is senior? Sutta. Sukadeva Goswami was speaking Bhagavatam. His grandfather was present, right? His grandfather and his grand spiritual master also was present. Narada Muni was there. Yesterday was there. So, yes, so who is senior? Who is really senior? Yes, Sukadeva Goswami. So we should look at seniority in a spiritual way. The material way of looking at seniority with the spiritual seniority is different. We should go for spiritual seniority. That is what's important. Otherwise, why should we do that? If you go for spiritual seniority, we will make effort to make advancement in Christian consciousness. But if you go for material seniority, we become relaxed and no advancement will come. Become relaxed. I'm already here. So where to go? You already attend what you do. So no effort. But if a spiritual seniority, you will try, will make a lot of effort. So spiritual seniority is better because it will push us to make advancement, to move forward. Yes. Is it clear? Text 29. Prakrite guna samudha sajante guna karma sud tam akrisna vidho manam Krishna Vina Vichalayet. Bewildered by the modes of material nature, the ignorant fully engage themselves in material activities and become attached. But the wise should not unsettle them, although these duties are inferior due to the performer's lack of knowledge. It's interesting. It's interesting. Yes. Bewildered by the modes of material nature, the ignorant fully engage themselves in material activities and become very attached. But the wise should not unsettle them. That means we should not do what? Don't preach to them to give up the attachment. Although these duties are inferior due to the performer's lack of knowledge. Very interesting thing. Those who are enlightened in spiritual life, however, should not try to agitate such materially engrossed persons. A few days ago, somebody asked me a question. Those who are in the mode of ignorance, we should not preach to, should not give them Christian consciousness, because that is their nature. Right? That is their nature. They are in the mode of ignorance. So that is their nature. We shouldn't try to push them to come up to passion and to goodness. You should leave them like that. That is their nature. So somebody asked me that question. But here is an interesting answer. Prabhupada. Those who are enlightened in spiritual life, however, should not try to agitate such, because by doing that is an agitation. A person in a mode of darkness wants to sleep, doesn't do anything. Don't go and wake them for sleep, they will not be happy. Right? How do you feel if you wake up from sleep tomorrow? Prabhu, it is 3 o'clock, get up. Your japa is waiting for you, get up, japa. How will you feel? Don't disturb me. I know I know I have to chant. Don't disturb me, you don't have to tell me. I know I should chant, so don't tell me. Right? If someone is sleeping on japa, if you wake the person, if you are doing attentive chanting, how will you sit down and chant attentive? You are doing inattentive chanting, therefore you can sit down and do attentive chanting. Go and mind your business. His Swami Bhakti Maharaja, he said, we discussed the other day, a mad person who is insane, in this hot summer wearing 5 coats. If you tell him that, can you remove this thing and put it, we're angry with you. You are nonsense. I remember one day on Sankirtan, we were doing Sankirtan, and one good brother, he likes to take prasadam. When we are going out, he likes to take prasadam. So he gives to people. So one day he saw a mad person was sitting there peacefully. So he went to him and he gave him prasadam. He shouted, "Madman! Do I ask you for food? You're mad!" So when people looked there and saw the two of them, they also laughed. A mad person is calling someone mad. Why is he shouting? Why are you, mad person, disturbing my peace? So when we are giving Krishna consciousness, we don't feel happy, we feel disturbed. So Krishna is saying, leave them. Let them suffer sufficiently. Then they come to the realization to take the Krishna consciousness. But Prabhupada says something different. Very interesting. So listen. Better to prosecute one's own spiritual activities silently. Such bewildered person may be engaged in such primary moral principles of life as non-violence and similar material benevolent work. Men who are ignorant cannot appreciate activities in Krishna consciousness, and therefore Lord Krishna advises us not to disturb them and simply waste valuable time. But the devotees of the Lord are more kind than the Lord, because they understand the purpose of the Lord. Consequently, they undertake all kinds of risks, even to the point of approaching ignorant men to try to engage them in the act of Krishna consciousness, which are absolutely necessary for the human being. Right? Devotees are more kind than Krishna. So we are taking risks. If we want to get Krishna's mercy very fast, what to do? Take risk. That's the easiest way to get Krishna's mercy. Take risk. If you take risk, you place Krishna very, very easily. Okay, text 80. Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya datma chetasan nirasiri nirmamo bhutvan yudhyasva vigata dvaran. Therefore, O Arjuna, surrendering all their works unto me with full knowledge of me, without desires for profit, with no claims of proprietorship, and free from lethargy, fight. So what is happening in this verse 30? What is happening in this text 30? What do you see in this text 30? Very good. Krishna is asking us to work for him. Very good. What else do we see? Text 30. We see something else?
We should work, but should not desire to get the result of our work. It's saying without desire for profit. Should not desire for profit actually. Should work but not for profit.
Very good. Very good. Very good. What else do we see?
Maharaja, Hare Krishna Maharaja.
Hare Krishna.
So here also, I think we need to work in, in the attitude of nothing is mine and we should not take profit.
Very good.
Nothing belongs to me.
Yeah, very good. Yes.
One has to be fully Krishna consciousness to discharge his duties.
All right, good.
We are lazy. We are lazy. Lethargic. We are lethargic.
Lethargic, lazy. Do you remember what I said before? You remember? I'll say something like this. Okay, thank you very much. Thank all of you for your nice contribution. So here what we are seeing is Krishna, perfect teacher. Krishna is a perfect teacher. How? He asked Arjuna to fight. And he also told Arjuna the consciousness with which he should do the fighting. We should not engage anyone to do any service without training. Krishna doesn't ask him to fight, but he's giving him the consciousness which is needed for his service. What is that? Yudhyasva Vigata Jwara. Nira siri ni mamo butwa. Without desire for profit, with no claim to proprietorship, and free from liturgy. You should fight. This is consciousness. Not just giving him duty to do, but he taught him also what is the consciousness we need to do the duty, which will make it Krishna conscious duty, not just activity, but it's Krishna conscious activity. We need a certain level of consciousness. That is necessary. And Prabhupada said, these verses clearly indicate the purpose of the Bhagavad Gita. The Lord instructs that one has to become fully Krishna conscious to decide duties, you see, and as if in military discipline. See? This is Krishna consciousness. We should do things in Krishna consciousness, not just do things. We should check and see if our activities are Krishna conscious. That's what makes the activities different. We have mentioned many times that it is not everything we do here that is Krishna conscious activities. It's not everything here that is devotional service. Not everything. The devotional service, it is proved, confirmed here. Not everything we do in Krishna consciousness that is actually devotional service. It is not. Our activities become devotional when we consciously offer this activity to Krishna for his pleasure. Then it becomes devotional service. Not just activities. We have given an example many times. And people are cooking everywhere, not only the Krishna devotees that cook. Book distribution, so many books all over the world, not only the Krishna devotees that distribute books. There's so many. All the things we're doing, they are all going on all over the world. So, our activities become different when they are consciously offered to Krishna for his satisfaction. That is devotional service. Until then, it is just activity. So, Krishna is teaching us what is Bhakti Yoga in text 30. Bhakti Yoga. Our consciousness is full of devotion. It's devotional. Our consciousness will be devotional. Similarly, one has to realize that nothing in the world belongs to any individual person, but that everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. That is the real purpose of Mai, or unto me. And when one acts in such Krishna consciousness, certainly he does not claim proprietorship over anything. This consciousness is called Nirimama, or nothing is mine. And if there is any reluctance to execute such stern order, which is without consideration of so-called kinsmen in the bodily relationship, that reluctance should be thrown off. In this way, one may become Bigata Jwara, or without feverish mentality or liturgy. 31. Ye me matam idam nityam anutishtanti manava sadhavanto manusyatun mujyanti te karamapi. Those persons who executed their duties according to my injunctions and who follow this teaching faithfully without envy become free from the bondage of fruitive actions. You see? Do you understand? Location said what? A devotee should be faithful in executing the duty without envy, which is based on knowledge. There is knowledge. Knowledge. We've been talking about knowledge since. Knowledge. Yes. But an ordinary man with firm faith in the eternal injunctions of the Lord, even though unable to execute such orders, becomes liberated from the bondage of the law of karma. In the beginning of Krishna consciousness, one may not fully discharge the injunctions of the Lord, but because one is not resentful of this principle and works sincerely without consideration of defeat and hopelessness, he will surely be promoted to the stage of pure Krishna consciousness. That is a fact. Yes. We should be faithful in our duty. We should do the duty without envy and with knowledge. The result is wonderful. Wonderful result. Yes, what is the question?
Maharaj, you are saying, and who follows this teaching faithfully without envy. So the word is envy here. So I'm just suspicious. Is this word really applicable for the devotees? Because normally devotee is never envy to Krishna. That I'm just asking Maharaj. Please forgive me if I'm wrong.
Devotee means pure devotee, not sadhaka. That devotee means pure devotee. When we say devotee, we're looking at the pure devotee, not sadhaka. Anya bila sutta sunyam gyana karma adina pritam anukulena Krishna anusharanam bhakti uttam bhakti. It performed by Uttam Bhakta. Uttam Bhakta will do Uttam Bhakti. So it is not a neophyte. Not neophyte. Everything that we do in our devotional service until we reach that Uttam platform, it is contaminated by envy, by faithlessness, by anger, lust, greed. They are all affected. So they cannot be considered a pure devotional service. A devotional service, if it has to go through the spiritual master before it go to Krishna, he has to offer it and purify it. So yes, envy is very deep rooted in the heart. Why are we not doing pure devotional service to Krishna? Due to envy. See, envy. Why you? Why not me? How do you call that? Just envy. Sometimes you see the deities are dressed with a line garland. Right? What is it? What is the meaning? Put lemon garland to the deities and things. To ward off the envy. People project envy to see the Lord, diamond, gold, and I don't have anyone to see. Krishna married 16,108 and he not allow me to marry even one. Oh, what is this? Envy to the highest level. You have 16,000, what? Just one. I'm not asking for two, at least one. Don't allow me. That's envy. That's envy. So envy is there, very deep rooted in the heart, very deep rooted. And affect all the services which we do. Therefore, it needs to be explained so that we can understand it. Yes. I should have firm faith in the Krishna without envy. Excuse me. 32. Yetwe tat abya suyantu anutistanti me matam Saravajnana Vimudham Stan Vidhi Astan Achadasa. But those who, out of envy, disregard these teachings and do not follow them regularly, are to be considered bereft of all knowledge, befooled and ruined in their endeavors for perfection. So this is the result of not developing those qualities Krishna has mentioned in 31. What are the qualities? What are the qualities?
Full of knowledge, without free from lethargy.
Yes.
Without
No faith, envy, no knowledge. This is the result. 32 is the result of not following 31. This is the result of not following 31. So he said, those who out of envy. So why are we not doing devotional service? It's due to envy. We mentioned it and it is here. It is due to envy. So Krishna mentioned it very clearly here. Those who, out of envy, disregard these teachings, do not follow them regularly, are to be considered bereft of knowledge. No knowledge. Befooled and ruined in their endeavors for perfection. Do not attain perfection. The flaw of not being Krishna conscious is clearly stated herein. This in the purport proper said. As there is punishment for disobedience to the order of the Supreme Executive Head, so there is certainly punishment for disobedience to the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A disobedient person, however great he may be, is ignorant of his own self and of the Supreme Brahman, Paramatma, and the Personality of Godhead, due to a vacant heart. Therefore, there is no hope of perfection of life for him. If we want to attain perfection, we should follow Krishna faithfully, without envy, and with develop knowledge by performing our prescribed duties. Punishment for disobedience to the law of nature. It is punishment. Because there is no one in this material world that is independent. No one is independent. Anyone here is independent? Would tell me that I'm fully independent. My stomach will never force me to eat. Today, tomorrow, I'll not eat again. Anyone? How was yesterday, Ekadasi? Was a sweet day? Heavy struggle. That's independence of our stomach? Huh? Or is anyone here going to tell me, tonight, no sleep, jump throughout? Anyone? You want to try? No sleep. Yes, some may try it and sleep the whole day tomorrow. as a compensation for so we are not independent. We are dependent at every step. Every single step we are dependent. So if light goes out, how many of us will see? Just put up this light. Who will see? Huh? That's independence? We are dependent. Yeah, yes. So we are dependent on light. See, all of us are sitting on something, is it not? Are we not sitting on something? We're sitting on something. Means what? We depend on what we are sitting on. We depend on that, as simple as that. So we should have this knowledge in our head, so we can move forward in Krishna consciousness. Without which, Krishna used the word here, befooled, ruined, and our endeavors will never meet with perfection. In other words, we are failures. Failure. Yes, we should not fail, we should succeed. So if we want to succeed, then we should follow. Tiri Sadrisam chestati swasha prakrite jananam api prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishati. Even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature, for everyone follows the nature he has acquired from the two moods. What can repression accomplish? Repression. I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm not going to sleep. And tomorrow you sleep the whole day. So it means what? What we have tried is repression, which will not help anyone. Repression is different. Resistance is different. Resistance we can do, but repression does not help anyone. If there is resistance, you will develop the power to meet what you are resisting. If you are carrying 10 pounds weight and you are resisting that for some time, what will happen? You will develop the muscle that will be able to withstand that in due course of time. That is resistance. It is Krishna consciousness, and the devotees who practice resistance. So, no to our senses. That's resistance. Not that. But how does it look like? You know that I'm missing something? That is repression. Can't I just try it once and see how it looks like before I give it up? That is resistance. That is repression. Resistance means no. I have already heard it from the scripture from our acharyas. I already heard it. So there's no need to waste time there. No. That is resistance. Not fluctuating, should I not, should I not, why not, if not. That is depression. Yes. Academically, one may be very learned, but because of his long association with material nature, he is in bondage. Krishna consciousness helps one to get out of the material entanglement. No one should suddenly give up his prescribed duties and become a so-called yogi or transcendentalist artificially. It is better to be situated in one's position and try to attain Krishna consciousness under superior training. Thus one may be freed from the clutches of Krishna's Maya. That is good. That is very good. So act according to our nature. Yes. It will help us. If I give you the medicine a doctor has prescribed for me, if I give you the medicine, will it be beneficial for you? Yeah, but we have the same headache. The same. So it's the same. And the same doctor. So what's the problem? What is the problem? I should take it now. I should take it because you have headache, I have headache. We went to the same doctor. He gave the medicine. So take. Very dangerous. Text 34. Indriya Shendriya Sharati Raga Dvesho Vyavastitaun Tayuruna Basam Agachet Tauhi Asyapari Pantinon. They are principles to regulate attachment and aversion pertaining to the senses and their objects. One should not come under the control of such attachment and aversion because they are stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. The sense enjoyment spirit has been current a very long time. The sense enjoyment spirit has been current from yesterday, very long time, owing to material association. Therefore, in spite of regulated sense enjoyment, there is every chance of falling down. Therefore, any attachment for regulated sense enjoyment must also be avoided by all means. Should avoid? What should we avoid? Yes, we should enjoy mentality. We should avoid it. Attachment to sanctification should be avoided. It is dangerous. It is very dangerous. Attachment, very destructive. There is material attachment and spiritual attachment. Both of them bring miseries. Both. Spiritual attachment, material attachment. Both are miserable. But still, spiritual one is better. Because that misery is blissful. It's not like a material one. It is blissful, sweet. Very sweet. nectar. Yes. So, 35. Hare Krishna. Okay, the question was how spiritual attachment is dangerous. All right. Yes, I will tell you. Material or spiritual? Spiritual attachment. Yeah, we understand material attachment is miserable, you suffer for nothing. What about spiritual attachment? How is it miserable? How can it bring problem? If you are attached to Krishna, Krishna will leave you and go away in the middle of the sweetness. When you enjoy with Krishna, it becomes very sweet, condensed to the when you say, yeah, this is it, Krishna disappear. And what will happen to you? You cry for eternity. You cry. The instrument will be talking to the bee. Oh, you hard-hearted person, you are not hard, deceptive, you cheater, unreliable. All these names they give to Krishna. Due to anxiety from attachment. Does it make sense to you? Yes. The six Goswamis are crying every day. Krishna, where are you? Are you at Govardhan? Where are you? Oh, at the bank. Govardhan. Radhakund. Where are you? Where? That is attachment. That's what you get. When you get attached to Krishna, you should be ready to cry for eternity. You should be ready for it. In the beginning, he will treat you very nicely. Krishna took Madhumangal, Divamangal Thakura. He took him a far distant place. When he brought him to Vrindavan, he left. The relationship. Where are you? He's not there. He won't speak. You won't see him. He's a blind. That's what we'll do. He's blind. He left him. He was shouting, I'm going to report you to your mother. He will not hear you. Go and start to tell my mother. That's the problem. What will my mother do to me? When my mother come, I will smile with her. When I smile, she will forget everything and start defending me. You will be in trouble. Yeah, he did to Upananda's wife. Upananda was shocked. What? Is a dream? What is happening? I caught Krishna red-handed and I brought him here. It was Krishna. I am not dreaming. I brought Krishna here. But I said, but where is the Krishna? Look now, see the person you're holding. It's not Krishna he was holding. She was holding her own child. Balaram laughed. Today, all the injustice against my brother has been proved false. Yes. We are tired of this injustice. See? You see? Text 35. Shreyan swadharma viguna paradharma swanushtitat swadharme nidhanam shreya paradharmo bhayavahan. It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though faultily, than another's duties perfectly. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties for excuse me. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties. For to follow another's path is dangerous. I just gave you an example. Taking my medicine. It's not dangerous for you. It's dangerous because the medicine is not prescribed for you. The medicine is prescribed for me. Even though we may have the same symptom, but the cause of it is not the same. So doctors know. And a doctor who will give every person with headache the same medicine is a quack, not a doctor. So we better do our duty. In a civilized age, if a Kshatriya or a Shudra is doing meditation, there will be serious problem in that country. Serious problem. And Prahlad Maharaj, that's what he did when he went to Naimisharanya and he saw a Kshatriya were doing austerity. He said, no, you stop this thing. He said, stop it. This is not correct. If you are a Kshatriya, take your bow and go around. And if you are a Brahmana, give out the meditation. Give out the bows and arrows. Do your meditation. That he did. Because he's perfect. So after speaking this to Arjuna, Krishna has been speaking, see, now Arjuna is going to respond in 36. Arjuna uvacha atakena prayukto yan papam charati purushan adichana pivarasteyan baladiva niyojitan. Arjuna said, O descendant of Vishnu, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force? Right? We have desire. Sometimes you take a vow, I will try, I will never offend people in this gathering. This yatra we are going, I will be very careful with every devotee. Shall not make offense. Before you know, you have offended everybody. So Arjuna is, what is responsible for that? What is responsible? Who is causing it? Is it a super soul? Some demigod? Who is that? And Krishna answered, 37. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kamayesa Krodayesa Rajoguna Samudubhavan Mahasano Mahapapma Vidyenam Hi Vairanam. The Supreme Personality of God has said it is lost only Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion and later transformed into wrath, and which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. Yes, it is lost only, not super soul. Lost. Why lust is so powerful? It's tormenting everyone, all living entities. Why lust is so powerful? Why lust is so powerful? It is something that all conditioned souls experience. Why lust is so powerful? Do you understand my question?
My understanding, in spiritual world, love is that thing which bound us to Krishna. Love is that thing which bound us to Krishna. Similarly, this material world is the perverted reflection of the spiritual world. So here in spiritual world, lust is the reflection of the pure love. So since love is something which bonds us to Krishna, similarly lust is here the opposite of love, which bonds us to material world. That's why it is so powerful, because it is the perverted reflection of the pure love in the spiritual world.
Thank you. So we shouldn't, yes. Thank you. Lust
is the opposite of pure love of Godhead. It's the opposite. In pure love of Godhead, we should understand what it is. Pure love of Godhead is symmetry, pure love. Symmetry. So opposite of symmetry cannot be simple. But it's very, very strong. So we are all tormented by lust. Because it is pure love transformed. So Krishna consciousness is to help us transform lust back into pure love of Godhead. This is what we are doing. And that is what we should learn properly. Learn the process of transforming lust into love. Which Prabhupada explained here in the purport. It's the last part of the purport, last paragraph of the purport. Prabhupada has explained the process. 36 to 43, Krishna is giving us the knowledge to beware of lust and anger. Anger can be grossly manifested, but lust, it doesn't show physically, but it pervades all the activities which we do. 38. Dumena vriyate vanin Tata darasho malena cha Tatol belna brito karabas Tata denadama britan. As fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, or as an embryo is covered by the womb, the living entity is similarly covered by different degrees of lust. Different degrees. But it is all there. Pervade everything that we do. Yes, Prabhupada also explained in the purport with different analogies to bird, to trees, and the beast. So you can go through that purport. Text 39, Krishna make it more clear. Abritam Yana Metena Gyani Loditya Vainan Kamarupena Kaunteya Duspurena Nacha. Thus, the wise living entity's pure consciousness becomes covered by this eternal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire. If you want to prove this, you can read the fourth canto, the fasting of Maharaja Yayati and Devayani. So you can study it carefully and see. The lust never satisfied. Even though he was old, he traded his old age with his son. But still, he didn't get to the end. So he has to learn from it and give it up. The example Krishna gave in 39, you don't put a fire by adding fuel to it. It will not get off. If you want to put a fire, don't put fuel there. In other words, if you want to put it off, don't do it. That's what it means. If you do it, it cannot be off. You'll be more and more addicted to it. 40. Indriyani mano buddhi ashadisthana mujate etarvimudayati jnana mabrichadehina. The senses, the mind, and intelligence are the sitting places of this lust. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of the living entity and bewilders him. So in the Prabhupada said the enemy has captured the strategic position, and Krishna is doing his duty by pointing it out. See. Like
In military, you see that. See the enemies, how the Dhira went to Dronacharya. See how your intelligent disciple had arranged the enemy very nicely. See, look at his intelligence. You have to counteract it by a superior knowledge. So Krishna is pointing out to the senses, the mind, intelligence. They are the distinct places of this lust. Therefore, we have to engage the senses, we have to engage the mind, we have to engage the intelligence in Krishna consciousness, so that gradually this enemy will be dislodged, and then we can conquer. 41. Tashman twan indriya yado niyamiya bharatara savat Pammanam Pradahiryenam Jnanam Vijnananasanam. So Krishna concluded, therefore, that is mine, or Arjuna, based on the Bharatas, in the very beginning, cracked this great symbol of sin, lust, by regulating the senses and slay this destroyer of knowledge and self-realization. Lust destroys knowledge and self-realization. So it's really a formidable enemy, and we have to get rid of it. We have to get rid of lust by engaging in Krishna consciousness. And by doing that, we will attain success. 42. Indriyani paranyahu indrayasya paradhanan nasastu parabudir budhe parakastu saha. The working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. And he, the soul, is even higher than intelligence. And what is higher than the soul? What is higher than the soul? The super soul. Thank you. Thank you. And the last verse is Evam Buddhe Param Buddha Samsabhya Manam Atmanan Yahi Satrum Mahabahu Kampyam Durasanam. Thus, knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind, and intelligence, O mighty armed Arjuna, one should steady the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, which is the process of Krishna consciousness. And thus, by spiritual strength, conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. Desire for overloading and for sin gratification is the greatest enemy of the conditioned soul. But by the strength of Krishna consciousness, one can control the material senses, the mind, and intelligence. One may not give up work and prescribed duties all of a sudden, but by gradually developing Krishna consciousness, one can be situated in a transcendental position without being influenced by the material senses and the mind, by steady intelligence directed towards one's pure identity. This is a sum total of this chapter. In the immature stage of material existence, philosophical speculations and artificial attempt to control the senses by the so-called practice of yogic position can never help a man towards spiritual life. He must be trained in Krishna consciousness by higher intelligence. Hare Krishna. Any comments?
Maharaja, devotee has some questions they can ask.
Yes, ask.
So, Maharaja, kindly you remove your slide so devotee can see you very clearly.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
All right.
Yes, Maharaja. What is this spotlight?
The first one is a Kush Tyagi Prabhu.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Sorry, please go ahead. Sorry, I can ask my question later. Go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Maharaj Vrindavan.
Thank you.
Maharaj, I wanted to ask a question that in Bhagavad Gita, we read that the abominable actions, the bad things which we have a tendency to do, they are not the super soul. They are not directed by the super soul, the Paramatma. But in Krishna book, I read this line, Paramatma hi karta, that the Paramatma is the doer. So aren't these two things contradictory? That at one place we are saying that the things are not directed by Paramatma, but Paramatma is also the doer of the activities. So I am confused in these two lines. Kindly explain the difference.
Okay, thank you. Yes, you are in chapter 3 now. When you get to chapter 5, you will see Krishna explains that there are 3 causes: the super soul, the material energy, and you yourself. We are responsible for what is happening to us. When we say that the super soul is not responsible, it means that he does not participate in our good and bad actions, but he simply sanctions it. For example, if you want to do something and we don't have the capacity, the super soul will help us do it. So he's not the cause. He simply facilitates because we are helpless. Therefore, we cannot blame him for the reactions of our happiness and distress in the material world. In the real sense, we are the co-creators with Krishna. Krishna is the supreme creator because he gives all the ingredients of our body. But the main creator of the body we have is we ourselves, the individual soul. It's like if you get a cloth to a tailor. A tailor does not detect the clothes you bring. It is you who will decide the kind of cloth you want. When you give it to the tailor, and he goes to measure you, and show it like that. After showing the dress, you cannot tell the tailor, and this is not the cloth you want. You can't say that. Because he showed it according to your desire. So we are responsible for what is happening to us, not the super soul, not even the material energy. But we are responsible. And that is why Bhagavad Gita is teaching us to have our activities spiritually defined. So you don't have this misery which we are undergoing because of the result of our sinful activities, our sinful desires. Does it make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we should transform the quality of our desires. This which is a problem. Desire cannot be changed, but the quality of our desires should be changed. And that is why we are in Krishna consciousness to help transform our desires. Material desires will tend to be transformed into Krishna conscious desires. By this, we are changing our bad karma into a good one. And eventually,
will be free from all the dualities of material existence. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Maharaja. Maharaj, we have been discuss about lust.
Yes.
So Krishna asking for to be free from the lust actually because it is the greatest enemy of the human. So it can destroy our knowledge and so we can see in our Krishna consciousness movement there is the option like devotee can be grihastha and they can maintain the sex life or lust life. But what is the difference to be free from this and the maintaining in Krishna consciousness they are saying?
Free from lust means if he another meaning of lust is selfish desire.
Sex life or lust life or the between.
Selfish desire. So free from lust means that our selfish desires are changed, transformed. We are desiring Krishna consciously. Our activities are now made for Krishna's pleasure. So a devotee will not do anything which is not a pleasurable offering to Krishna. A devotee will not do it. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, Krishna said, I am the sex life which is not contrary to the scripture. What is that? That is devotional service. It is not material. So we need a training. I've had some devotees with this misconception. Oh, since I cannot control my lust, let me get married. That is very dangerous life. If you cannot control your lust and getting married, what kind of children are you going to get? Rakshasas, not Rakshasas. When you look at our scripture, look at the history, we don't have lazy people who are householders. All those who are married, they are all civilized, spiritually strong personalities. All of them. In Tulsi Devi, which we are worshipping every day, she gave qualification for a person to get married. Tulsi Devi, Brahma by Bhakti Purana. A lazy person should not get married. And we are all lazy. Very lazy. We're not qualified to get married. We think we are separating marriage from devotional service. It's a big problem. It should be separated. In the scripture, marriage life is an ashram. This is spiritual, but we're making it material. Since I cannot control my senses, let me get married. You are disqualified. You shouldn't marry. Because you're going to produce Rakshasas. The Rakshasas, not devotees. Only a devotee should marry. Ugly persons not marry. Lazy persons not marry. Limbless persons not marry. A harsh person should not marry. Not qualified. It's devotional service. We are taking it cheaply. You know, cheaply. As I said before, you don't see look at our scripture. See all of them, very powerful. Before Kandamuni got married, he performed austerity for years. Which austerity are we performing? Which one? Lazy people. We're not qualified to get married. We're making everything very cheap, I'm repeating. And that's our problem. It's an ashram for begetting Krishna conscious children. In the 4th canto, the recommendation is one should never bring a child that is less than Brahma in quality. That's a lazy man. Our children should not be less than Brahma in quality. It should be higher, but not less than Brahma. That's a householder. Not a lazy person. You are not qualified to marry. That is a problem. It's in Bhagavatam. Beating a wife in a house. Rakshasa. It's less than Rakshasa. You don't see Ravana beating his wife. Do you see Ravana beat his wife? Yeah? Kamsa beat his wife. See, Hare Krishna devotees, they do all these nonsense things. You are not qualified to get married. You want a person who has controlled senses to get married. All right?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna Maharaj. Dada Pranam. Accept my respectful obeisances. Maharaj, I have one question on the verse 3.35, where it, like Krishna is saying, like it's better to do your own duty even you fail, but rather than doing the others' duty. So my question, is like, for example, if you take King Vishwamitra, he was a king, but like through meditation he became like one of the best Brahmana, and similarly, like Valmiki was a thief, Mrigari was a thief, but they became they became a Brahmanas by their meditation and power, right?
Yes.
So how do we understand that with this particular sloka? It's like it's better to fail in your own duty than getting into the other's duty. So how do we understand in comparison of these past technology?
In a Vedic culture, if a Shudra serve the three classes very nicely, in the next life we promoted without anything. Even if the person you serve is a demon, whatever it is, but your duty is to render service. When that service is done, the next life you are promoted. And eventually, you won't get the promotion to come to Brahmana, then become a Vipra, then you become a Vaishnava. That is a process. It takes a long time to do that. But the personalities I have called, they went into heavy austerity to get transferred. None of them just assumed the position whimsically. All of them went through heavy discipline to get transferred to that position. And they all succeeded to do it because they were determined and they followed the process. So that is not contradictory, because they were able to transform that Varana in one lifetime. So, just like Srila Prabhupada has promoted all of us to this position of Vaishnavism, but we still lack eligibility. We still lack it. Why we still lack it? Because we have not performed the required austerity to actually exist as a Brahmana. So we are still lacking. So instead of us to claim to be a Brahmana and be pointing hand to the born Brahmana, we should try to work on ourselves to become eligible for the position which have been given to us. It is not contradiction, it is a transformation. Transformation means that so many disciplines have taken place. All right?
Thank you, Maharaj. And one more follow-up question on what you said, if a Sudra, when he performs in austerities or other, in next life he'll become like a Brahmana or he can be elevated, right? Did I understand that correctly?
If a Shudra performs his duty by serving the three higher castes, the Vaishya, the Kshatriya, the Brahmana, he will be promoted in the next life.
Okay, so if he performs his own duty,
yes.
then in the next life
yes.
he'll become. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Maharaj. Thanks a lot. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dana Pranam.
If your son becomes a prime minister, will you insult him in his office? Eh? Will you go to his office and talk to him like he's your son in the house? You can only do that in the house, but not in his office. You'll be arrested. The government will punish you. Even if his mother, your father. So, if one has undergone this a discipline, severe discipline, and get purified and be promoted to a higher position, is the position to be considered, not the previous life. Yes, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dana Pranam. Maharaj, as Krishna states that lust resides in 3 places, senses, mind and intelligence. So what could be the 3 specific ways, or what are the specific ways to remove this enemy from these specific places?
If you want to remove the lust from these strategic positions, I have told you that Prabhupada has given the process in the last paragraph of the report. So you should read it. And that is a formula is there. And if you want something practical, then you should practice how do I put it? How do I put it before? So we treat everyone nicely. Everyone. Treat everyone with care. Don't have enemies. No malice. No grudge. Treat everyone nicely. That's the beginning. It's a practical way to do it, to transform lust into love. We have a serious problem. When I say we, I'm referring to the Hare Krishna devotees. My experience is that we are very mechanical in everything we do. Very, very mechanical. Difficult to find 2 persons who love themselves from the heart. This is my observation. That the 2 people love themselves fully from the heart. Everyone has something to say about somebody. Our dealings are not coming from the heart. Very mechanical. Our ego is too high. Very, very high. Because we have this disease of thinking that we are transcendental. It's a very big disease. We should remove this disease from our head. We're transcendental. We're not transcendental. We cannot become transcendental without transformation. We're talking about discipline. Discipline the senses. Without discipline, one cannot become transcendental. It is Mitachara we were talking yesterday. Discipline, transformation. We should put a lot of effort into practice of the technologies that our acharyas are giving to us. Treat everyone nicely. Our relationship with each other is too mechanical, I'm mentioning it. Too mechanical, very dry. Very, very dry. We talk about impersonalism, where impersonalism in our consciousness is higher than those whom we call Mayavadis, impersonalists. These things should be corrected. We should begin a practical Krishna conscious life. Practical Krishna conscious life. Then we will experience what we are practicing. Otherwise, we will study the Gita. We study the Gita theoretically, got knowledge and recite verses, and we have so many admirers. But look at our spiritual life. There's nothing to show. This is how to transform lust into love. All right?
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you.
I would like to give you thank you on behalf of Bhaktivedanta Education and Research Institute of Vrindavan and on behalf of our Bhakti Shastri students. Yesterday and today, you gave us your valuable time by teaching this Karma Yoga. By teaching this Karma Yoga, you make spiritual eye surgery, Maharaj. You open our eyes. So we got benefited from you, Maharaj, and I would like to request you, Maharaj, please in future, please come to our institute and teach more lessons, so we can get benefit from you, Maharaj, and our spiritual path will be more open.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. We honor that.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita cities Hare Srila Prabhupada
I will start with other students.
All right. All right, let's go for our regular conversation. Enjoy yourself. Okay.